chase Lee Hockey with the blue futon out of the movie theaters. I saw vengeance. Should you take vengeance on this person and kill who you want? Or should you step back and see why vengeance is needed? So Vengeance, what's about? It's a very simple premise, actually. There is a podcaster that lives in New York and gets a mysterious phone call from Texas saying his girlfriend has died. He's confused. He didn't know he had a girlfriend that was in Texas, but he goes down to her funeral and realizes, wait a minute, this could be a good podcast about talking about America as a whole, if we're actually divided, and what can we do as a person. So there's a lot of layers to this movie, and did I like these layers? I thought BJ Novak did a fantastic job with the script, and I really think this is a writing movie instead of an acting movie. That is nothing wrong with the acting in this movie, but what is on a podium of saying, if I take one thing from Vengeance, it's going to be the writing and themes and the layers that sucks me in. And that's very positive because very few movies nowadays could be like, that's a solid message that I can get down with. So with that, I'll give the negatives of the movie first. So I'd say one of the negatives for me is, even though I will praise the movie for the writing, the different themes about America, division, red versus blue, and everything like that, there's, when you're at the Whataburger and there's a conflict in the Whataburger parking lot, I feel like some of the dialogue in that scene, I want to say it was a little bit too on the nose. Everyone might say, like, yes, this movie might be too on the nose for a lot of people, but especially this parking lot scene in Whataburger about microaggressions and everything about like cultural appropriation, that scene felt a little bit too on the nose or unnecessary, of like the jabbing back and forth of what they're doing, especially when talking about the main theme of that argument, which the main theme of the argument is, how do people see each other's in different part of America? And I do think some of that dialogue is incorrect, because there's a scene, of course, he's from New York, that says, you know what we say about you people? You guys are like positive stuff. I have to disagree. There's a lot of New Yorkers and a lot of Californians, because I lived, especially in California, where they don't think highly of some of the people living in the South. I'll say that. So I understand what BJ Novak was going for in that scene, but I still feel like it was a little bit misconceptions of everything like that. Just small little things. And some people might not like the ending. The ending to me reminded me of The Art of Self-Defense. It comes out of nowhere, and either you're going to be like, yes, I like what this person did, or you're going to be like, oh, this doesn't match what the character has been doing through in and throughout. And with that very end of, with information that this person has that wants to do something with it, I feel like his intent is good, but it's a little bit too late with everything New York already has. That might be a little bit too much information, but that's what I'm going to give you. The rest, I enjoyed this movie through in and throughout. It went super quick. The acting was great. Ashton Kutcher, BJ Novak, Boyd Holbrook. You have a bunch of good people in this movie, and the theme of this movie is no shit. What is America? How are we connected? How are we divided? Are we really as divided as we think? What is the overall arching problem with what is happening right now? What is causing the division? What is causing us to bicker back and forth? Twitter and shit like that. Drugs, opioid, rodeos, New York, food, just guns. There's just so much information in this story, which it is very, very well written, and it's hard for me to give a negative to the writing. Like I said, to me, this is a writing movie, and the only writing negative is in that Whataburger scene, but the rest of this movie was so just needed, in my opinion. And it's unfortunate, because movies like this won't be seen by a lot of people, because people just see it as a indie movie. It's not a Top Gun. It's not a Nope. It's not a Marvel movie. It's not a DC movie. So I do think that's very, very sad that movies like this won't be made, because a lot of people won't make it. Hopefully it wasn't made for a lot of money, and Focus will make some money off of this, because my theater did have a decent amount of people for 12 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon, but we will see. BJ Novak did direct this as well, and it's fine directing. It looks very good cinematography and everything like that. So overall, Vengeance. I really, really enjoyed this movie. I thought a great theme, good message, and the overall arch of who are we as Americans, and can we actually come together, which I think what he is saying is yes. There's not really a lot dividing us except Twitter and a little minuscule stuff like that we really, really shouldn't be caring about because it's fucking Twitter. So, Vengeance will receive a 4.5 out of 5 Futons, which equals that 90%. So, see, the critics' news scores gave this one. So, you have the critics a 79% with 98 of them. Audience score at 87% with plus 50. Here's critic consensus. Writer, director, star BJ Novak could have taken a sharper approach to this dark comedy's deeper themes, but if you're in the mood for a slyly smart mystery, Vengeance is yours. And what BJ Novak does is, even if the person's a bad guy or a good guy, everyone gets a good snippet of dialogue in this movie. It's not like that person's dumb so he doesn't get a good one, or this person, is kind of a background character, doesn't get one. Each character in this story shines one way or another with some smart, whippy, and needed dialogue. So 87, 90, 79. Chase Talk with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of Futonatopia, you Blue Futonians. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. And seriously, movies like this, if it's in a theater near you, highly recommend seeing it, because sometimes we don't need these non-stop blockbusters. We need original, small, indie films. And if you're the one complaining about it and not seeing these movies, look in the mirror.